Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. We're teaming up with the Washington State Council of Firefighters again this year. Why? Because, well, we want to put 1,000 new coats on kids that are in need this holiday season. All it takes is $34 to put a brand new American-made coat on a kid that needs one this year. So that's it. If you don't have the full 34, no problems. Do what you can. Any donation helps, because these Pacific Northwest kids, that's where all the coats go. It keeps them warm. It's getting cold outside, and not having a jacket is not cool for a kid. You want to donate? You want to just get more info? Maybe spread this on your social media? Just go to KISW.com.
Let's play Beat Mix.
It's time to play the game.
Yeah.
So everybody scream his name. Beat Mix. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Mix. You're a loser.
It is time to beat Mix, and it's time to pump it up for Monday.
Pump it up! Yeah, let's get pumped up for the first Monday of 2019.
Oh, yay.
You may not have noticed that.
Oh,
But it is.
I didn't want to notice that because this is the first full week back for a lot of folks.
Well, yeah, now make it sad.
It's the drag, you know. It's like, yeah, this is our life.
We were back a couple days last week, and it was just kind of a nice little kind of slide into the new year. And now it's exactly that first week. It's kind of rough.
Well, today is National Thank God It's Monday Day also.
Who says that? No one ever says that.
Who's TGIMing?
Dude, it says observe the first Monday in January and the first Monday in June. Mondays can be pretty difficult, and the first Monday of the year may especially be so. So how about we celebrate it?
Yeah, and since it's also National Pass Gas Day, you can celebrate it by having a little toot.
Nope.
See,
Jump in and be thankful for another year and another chance to make a difference, BJ.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
These silver lining people kill me. I mean, look, every once in a while,
your optimism, go suck it.
Exactly.
Mondays suck.
Look, mourning is part of life, and I think that we should embrace the idea that, you know what, it's a crappy day. I don't feel the greatest.
All right, Garfield.
And it's okay. You know, I mean, it'll be okay. And it's even tougher because, well, I thought we would be talking about, like, playoffs next weekend and how exciting it would be that we were
look at all that
going to New Orleans. And
look at all that open time you have now. Sports ball is over. You don't have to worry about any more of it, and you can do whatever else you want to do.
You know, every time you say sports ball, I just want to put
an angel gets its wings.
Yeah, I want to put a football somewhere.
All right. Well, let's just get to this game right now. We've got Logan in Puyallup to take on Steve. Logan, are you there, sir?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. What's he playing for today, Steve?
Tickets to got a really cool new band called Rival Sons. They're over at the Neptune Theater on May 2nd. Go to KISW.com for all the details. And if you want tickets, you can get them now through Ticketmaster.com.
All right, Steve, get out of here. Get out! For those playing at home, Logan will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Logan, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yes.
In the classic fairy tale Jack and the Beanstalk, which musical instrument does Jack steal from the giant?
Flute.
No.
Pass.
How many countries share a border with North Korea?
4.
No.
3.
Yes. The beauty product shellac is most commonly applied to which body part?
Nails.
Yes. What is the name of Bob Saget's character in Full House?
Danny Turner.
No.
Pass.
In 2014, who took over The Tonight Show from Jay Leno?
Jimmy Kimmel.
No.
Pass.
Judd Hirsch was an owner of a donut shop in which CBS sitcom?
Pass.
What kind of fruit juice is used to mix a pina colada?
Coconut juice.
No.
Pineapple.
Yes. What is measured using the Richter scale?
Earthquakes.
Yes, the dingo is a type of dog native to which country? What was that?
Australia.
Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 correct.
Damn, I know that Judd Hirsch show, but some of these new shows, I'm not getting the answers on. I'm like, oh man, I'm old. Because I know the show. I mean, I know it. I see the commercials all the time. I've never watched it.
Well, it's good because it's not running anymore either.
Oh, we're doing it. So
I got canceled, yeah.
Well, why would you do a trivia question about a show that wasn't that successful in the first place?
It had a couple of seasons, and they were talked about it. It was a thing that has happened recently, so maybe it's on people's radar.
Okay, you know what? I feel better now. I thought I was out of touch, but now I feel better that, no, you are. Okay, fine.
It was on there. It was on Wikipedia, that sort of thing, so you kind of go through those.
You never watched the show once.
No, of course not. That doesn't mean I can't ask a question about it. Jeez. Come on. Steve, are you ready?
I'm from my Bird Box gimmick thing.
The Bird Box
gimmick. Steve.
Oh, yeah.
One of these questions you're going to want to. Watch Steve get the answer.
He will.
He knows bad shows.
Yep.
I love bad shows.
In the classic fairy tale Jack and the Beanstalk, which musical instrument does Jack steal from the giant?
The flute?
No.
Always. Trumpet?
No.
A drum?
No. How many countries share a border with North Korea?
3.
Yes.
Nice.
The beauty product shellac is most commonly applied to which body part?
Wood?
No.
Oh. Face?
No.
Wood. Shellac, a body part. Cheeks?
No. What is the name of Bob Saget's character in Full House?
Danny Tanner?
Yes. In 2014, who took over for The Tonight Show from Jay Leno?
Jimmy Fallon?
Yes. Judd Hirsch was an owner of a donut shop in which CBS sitcom?
Ordinary Donuts?
No.
Oh, it's something about donuts. I watched the show. We loved the show. No.
Of course you love this show.
Every Man's Donut? No. Ordinary job.
No. What?
Steve, is it still on TV, by the way? Oh, you keep
What
going.
kind
No,
of
it's
fruit?
not. And
What kind of
we were
fruit?
both bummed about that.
What kind of fruit juice is used to mix a pina colada?
Crap, pineapple.
Yes. What is measured using the Richter scale?
Earthquakes.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a tie.
Oh.
What's the name of the show?
It's not Ordinary Donuts. It's Superior Donuts.
Superior. Ordinary Donuts is a terrible name for a store.
Yeah. Ordinary Donuts here. Get your plain, boring, ordinary donuts.
Mediocre donuts coming soon.
Did Steve get to all the questions?
He did not get to all
I
of
feel
the
badly.
questions.
I feel like Steve. We'll give Logan the tie, but ask Steve one more question because I started talking to him during the thing. I think
You
it's
did,
unfair.
but
Superior Donuts. That was a great show.
The dingo is a type of dog native to which country?
Australia.
Yep. So Steve
Dingo.
maybe would have won if you didn't have a conversation, but I kind of liked it anyway. So Logan, you do get the prize.
you like that he doesn't get a song?
Yeah.
Wow, Steve. I actually was trying to be fair about it, but Rev apparently just likes to kick you right in the old Jim Jam.
Clearly, that's how that works out. So congratulations, Logan. You win the prize.
Yeah, I got no problem with Logan winning the prize. Good job, buddy. Hang on the line. We'll tell you how to get that.
He did know that the beauty product shellac is commonly applied to the nails.
Oh, that
They
makes
shellac the
sense.
nails,
Yeah.
not the wood.
It's a different type of nail polish that lasts 2 weeks, and you have to put your hand under the little UV lights.
Oh, those are cool.
Yep.
Yeah, well, that's like us folks in the geeky community. When you paint those minis, you shellac them so that the paint doesn't rub off and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Keep those minis safe. The one that you both missed, Jack and the Beanstalk, which musical
Guitar.
instrument did Jack steal? No.
Is it a harp lyre?
It was a harp, yes. It was a singing harp because it sung on its own. I think it played with itself, too. I mean, played itself.
Oh, maybe I got something in common with that harp.
Well, listen, if you're living with a giant, you go, hey, listen, you do you, I'll do me. I don't think that harp wanted the giant getting involved.
Superior Donuts.
Superior Donuts. That's going to be with you all day. I love
It
it.
wasn't that great. That's why you didn't know the title of the show got canceled. It's not that
Bro,
great.
I don't know the name of a lot of the shows we have. It shows up on our DVR, and we're like, time to watch it.
All right, there you go.
It had 2 whole seasons. It lasted from 2016 to 2018, and I wanted to do something that was a little more up to date. The end.
There's no other shows you could think of except the canceled show. There's so many good shows out
to
there.
be perfectly honest, I didn't think Steve watched this show, so I was hoping he did also. Yeah, so that was the problem. I was like, oh, maybe it's a little obscure and he didn't know it. Unfortunately, you didn't know it. But
You know what was on it? David Koechner was on that show.
oh, really?
David Koechner's on everything. I mean, he makes it. Was he a regular? Because he's been a lot of places. Yeah.
He was kind of a bit player, but he was a regular on the show.
Probably the best part of the show.
He was up there as one of the better parts of the show. No, Judd Hirsch was great.
Yeah, I like Judd Hirsch.
Yeah, I mean, I got no problems with Judd Hirsch.
I don't know who the kid is that he played alongside the other guy that was the main character, but he was an awesome. I think he's a comedian too. He's super funny, and he was great on the show. I think you'd enjoy the show, BJ.
And
Too bad it's already canceled.
It's only 2 seasons, so
can
you'll
binge
get,
watch it.
Yeah, you can binge watch it.
Okay, well, I've got something to do because there's no other TV
Yeah,
that I
there's nothing
watch.
else going on.
Nothing else at all.
We watched the new The Rock show.
Oh, you mean Titans?
Yeah.
Oh, how is that?
I mean, it's basically American Gladiators, kind of.
That's
It's
what it
got
looked
that
like.
vibe, or American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah.
Or what I thought it was funny is because Stone Cold Steve Austin does a show called Broken Skull Challenge. It's an outdoor version of this show, which I think is hilarious that the two of them kind of, were always neck and neck competing in the world of wrestling, and now all of a sudden they're both hosting a show. Well, Steve's been doing it for a while, and I wonder if Steve is pissed about this.
Probably.
He's like, oh, now you're doing it, and you're on a bigger network, and it's a bigger production.
Well, he is the more popular, mass appeal wrestler guy.
100% agree.
Yeah, so that makes sense. And Dwayne now is officially not The Rock, right? He's not calling himself Dwayne The Rock Johnson at all anymore.
Well, if you watch that show, all they call him is DJ. They keep referring to him as DJ.
Oh, really?
Dwayne Johnson.
I get that, but
Yeah.
boy, that's another nickname for the guy. When it's like we know his other nickname.
When he's got muscles the size of our heads, I think he could say whatever he wants.
Oh wow! I guess DJ is a nickname that people go with when you have a D and a J in your name. It makes sense.
Yeah, but I've never heard it said that much, and that's all they refer to him as on the show is DJ.
And he was like, "Oh yeah, that's me."
Well, I mean, they have like play-by-play and a color commentator. They keep the DJ set up this course for blah 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 blah.
Well, that makes sense because Dwayne doesn't sound cool.
Yeah, but I think he has no problem being called The Rock.
Yeah, well, it's just like John Cougar Mellencamp. I mean, you know what? He doesn't want to be called John Cougar ever again, and so
But they refer to him as The Rock, like some of the people that are contestants on the show.
Oh, and that was okay. But, all right. Yeah, maybe he doesn't hate it as much as Cougar.
That's fair.
Yeah, Mellencamp was like, yeah, I always hated that name. I never liked it. But no one ever called him JM. Because JM's not as cool as DJ.
And there's been a few Washington people on it. Tacoma guy, and there was a Seattle person as well. It's a fun show because they have cool backstories. But I don't know if we're going to keep watching the show because it's going to be the same thing every week.
See, my wife loves that. People, I'm with you. I watch this thing and go, all right, here's the story. Someone's going to try something grueling and they're going to make it or not.
Somebody wants to know. Oh, and also, go back to Superior Donuts. Katie Seagal is on the show.
Oh,
she was on the show.
It had a good cast. It seems sometimes maybe the writing. Well, you like the show, so it's hard to tell.
Someone wants to know if you've seen this show, and I actually just watched it. And it's I kept meaning to text you while we were on vacation to be like, BJ, have you seen this show? It's on the Vice Network called Kentucky Ayahuasca.
No, I haven't. I didn't even know anything about this.
There's this guy in Kentucky that apparently does the ayahuasca ceremony.
He does the journeys. In Kentucky.
In Kentucky.
Well, I bet there's some pretty country out there. Because if you can have some rural setting, because I did it in the Amazon, is he deep?
I mean, it sounds like he's got his own place, and they even have like a church because they're saying it's a ceremony.
Yeah, people take it seriously.
I only watched one episode, but it was pretty trippy to see people because they're showing them.
Whoa!
And then they talk to them after the fact. Basically what they do, at least the first episode, they had I think 3 people that wanted to go to this guy, the shaman in Kentucky of all places. And he's a former criminal. He got arrested a bunch of times for being like a bank robber, turned his life around, and how he turned his life around was because of the ayahuasca learning plan.
A lot of people say that turns a lot of lives around.
So they had someone who's battling like self-image issues, somebody that was like dealing with a sex addiction, and I can't remember what the other one was. It might have been like alcohol or some kind of substance abuse thing.
Yeah.
And they go through the journey and then talk to them after the fact. And they do 2 days there. And
wow,
it's pretty trippy, man. I think you'd get a kick out of it, obviously, because you've experienced it.
Well, yeah, definitely, because everything you said is something that I relate to. All that description, everything you said, I'm like, yep, checking all the boxes.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's on the Vice Network.
It's on the Vice Network. There's multiple episodes. I don't know how many.
Kentucky.
6 episodes.
Kentucky Ayahuasca.
But the guy's it's kind of weird because it's like there's this weird, almost hillbilly ayahuasca ceremony going on.
Vicky, would you email me just something says this to tell me what channel it's on and all that so I remember, because I want to check that out. Well, I feel like like the setting is really important. So if you're in a woodsy setting and there's not a big city feel, I feel like we were lucky that we got to do it in the Amazon for the same reason. You're in a supernatural setting. If they do it like you said, like a sacred ceremony, they take in which I appreciate that with a real deal shaman.
Yeah,
it's illegal in this country, so how does he get away with it?
Well, because I think it's on native ground.
Oh,
so I think that might be, again, man, I watched it during the holidays.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious to do it because I have never done ayahuasca again, and this was back in 06 when I did it. And the reason being is that both places that I was offered to do it again were either here or Canada, and it's not legit, I think, in either place.
Well,
so
yeah.
it was legal to do it in with the Amazon, which is like, all right, they're not going to arrest me for doing this. This is what you can do here.
Yeah, I think he's kind of figured out a little bit of a loophole, but it still feels somewhat sketch.
Yeah, see, I don't
get that vibe. Yeah. But apparently how he learned about it was when he was, I think I remember correctly, he was in prison, and one of the guys he was in prison with was telling him about it, and then sent it to him as like, and it said like shampoo from Peru, and it was just this bottle.
Oh, and it had the tea.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
dude.
So he locked himself into like a shed and just did it and told his wife, don't come and find me if you hear me acting weird.
So many people really are intrigued and will swear by this. You remember we had a great conversation with Eddie Vedder when we started talking about ayahuasca.
Yes. Yep.
Because he was like, what? You got to do that? And it was like, wow, I actually have something that I've done in life that Eddie really wants to do and is envious of. It was the most bizarre interview where he's like, dude, you got to tell me more. And I'm like, all right, Eddie's interviewing me. I guess that's how we're going to do this.
It was more like, dude, you got to tell me more.
That's true. You're right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, for him, it was, but that was much more exciting than he was in the, usually.
There's one guy during the first episode that at some point he just starts screaming. And I was like, what? This is not making me want to go down that road.
Yeah.
He's just going, nonstop.
And I told you, a buddy of mine that I was with was there screaming just like that. And I saw 30 seconds to a minute previous red demonic creatures heading to him. And I was yelling to people, you got to save him. You got to save him. And of course, everybody's doing their own thing. Right. You're all tripping.
Why am I picturing Danny DeVito painted red coming at him with a pitchfork?
It was like that. Yeah, it was. It was just these demonic, really, they were, and then saying, no, he starts screaming. So I'm like, so am I the only one seeing this? And actually, I was the only one seeing it.
And it's cool because then afterwards, they revisit those people that were the focus of that episode, which is crazy. I don't know how I would feel about like being okay with people filming me go through that journey. That sounds kind of, that sounds like, but hey, some people like being on television, so I guess that's why, maybe. But it was cool to see like how they've been since. Like the girl that was having self-esteem issues felt like her body image and all that stuff has improved drastically since doing it.
Dude, it made a difference in my life. I tell anybody that I got to see the kind of person I could be. Mm-hmm. Which was an exact opposite. I acted and felt about the world 100%, I should say, and a complete 180 than I did before I did the ceremony. I was miserable. I thought everybody hated me. I was a nitpicker. And then I saw this moment. It was like the ayahuasca put me in this moment where I was relaxed, happy, and loved everybody and didn't give a damn about anything. Then I knew that I looked at that as a window. I said, okay, or a signpost. This showed me the direction I want to go in. So I just said, I got to find out how to get there because I know I can get there because I was there with the ayahuasca. How can I get there for the rest of my days? So that's what it did for me. It helped put me on the path to get to be from where I was to where I wanted to be. And I'm still on the path, but I feel like I'm a lot closer to that ayahuasca experience as far as how I feel about life than I did back 10, 15 years ago.
I would agree to that. Yeah.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what you think of the show, though. I remember watching it. It's like, I wonder how as someone, because I know some people are not very fond of the show because it's not done. They're like, well, you glorifying this, or it's not the way that it's meant to be done. And
I'd have to see that. And
be curious to see what you think of it.
Yeah, thanks for letting me know that. You and the texter, that's awesome. I was completely off my radar.
Kentucky ayahuasca, and it's spelled AYA. Fill in the rest.
Huasca.
Yeah. And it's on the Vice Network.
Yeah. Got to talk about this dude that was wanted for the most ridiculous purple thing ever. What was it? Well, I'm going to tell you at 7:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. A large purple penguin statue that was swiped from a hotel in Oklahoma City apparently managed to return after police released surveillance camera images of this dude with this piece of artwork, which cost like $3,000, that he had it tucked under his arm. And
I'm glad that the cops were able to, call off the search.
Yeah, and this is a big thing. It's almost the size of him. and he had this tucked under his arm, and he's just carrying it around.
That thing looks taller than Vicky.
Yeah, I think it is.
Giant purple penguin.
Yeah.
$3,000?
$3,000. That's what the artist says it cost.
Who the hell's paying $3,000 for that?
A city, because it looked like it was probably part of a statue collection that was outside, somewhere. Somebody
called it art.
Yeah, there you go. Paid big money for it. You don't think a purple penguin's worth $3,000, even one that big, bigger than Vicky?
No, I think you can get that at a garage sale for 25 cents.
I can't argue with that one.
It doesn't look like anything special, but then again, I don't know art.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. You see, what do we have? Do we have the pigs around here?
Those are cool.
Yeah, and I've seen cows in other cities.
Oh, the pigs are cool.
The pigs are cool.
Pigs are cool.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of cities said, hey, we'll do this animal thing, but we'll do a different animal and just put them everywhere. So I imagine the penguins are the thing in Oklahoma City.
I'm looking at the picture. That guy looks like he had a couple too many drinks.
Yeah, he
decided, you know what? I'm taking this penguin home.
Yeah, it disappeared for him. Earlier this month, it was just gone.
All right, earlier this month. You think that was like New Year's?
Oh, it sounds like that's the time.
My resolution is I'm going to give that purple
I'm
going to an opportunity.
That $3,000 piece of art. That's my tax money, and therefore I get to take it.
I wonder, woke up and realized it was a bad idea.
Yeah, I wonder if he knew how much it actually costs. Like, that doesn't, like you said, maybe he just thought it was just something cheap and fun to take. And was like, oh, that'll look great on my mantelpiece. And then he didn't realize that it was $3,000, because that's something that I would do.
Yeah, so this was for a hotel, actually. So, so the hotel paid for it, though. They're the ones that paid $3,000. They have this penguin hanging out.
Well, whenever we get drunk and we go to our conferences, I end up doing weird things at hotels. No. I would not be surprised if one day I woke up after a night drinking and there was a purple penguin in my hotel room.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either.
So my favorite was when I got so wasted, it was just you and me, BJ, and I'm pulling this really heavy plant fixture, and I'm just dragging it into the elevator, and he's just like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, it'll be hilarious, it'll just be in the elevator. And you're like, no this
Steve.
thing is too heavy, it probably can't even go up as soon as I pull it in.
That's when I was like, so this is what it's like partying with Steve.
Yes,
you're pulling giant plants into elevators.
I did wake up once with multiple phone receivers in my hotel room, because I would just walk around and remove them from the cord.
Oh, of course you would.
And then take them to the room, because I thought that would be hilarious. No one can call anybody. Gotta collect them all.
There you go. Isn't he just delightful?
Wonderful.
Well, the hotel's happy that the penguin's back. They said, they're thrilled that the penguin's back in our flock. Oh,
is that what they said?
That's exactly what they said. They're thrilled. Yeah, they're thrilled.
It's the lukewarm topic of the day.
All right, so this large purple penguin statue was returned after being stolen from a hotel in Oklahoma City. That is odd. So based on this, we want to know, what odd thing did you or someone you know take? Like trying to put a plant in an elevator, 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. What odd thing did you or someone you know take? Your calls, your texts after BOC on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. A large purple penguin statue was returned after it was stolen from a hotel in Oklahoma City. A very odd thing to steal. They got the guy on surveillance video. It's hysterical. I mean, the thing is bigger than Vicky, and he's just got it under his arm as he's bringing it back.
It's legit bigger than Vicky.
Yeah, and it is an odd thing to steal. Since it was earlier this month, Steve surmised it had to be a New Year's Eve, New Year's Day situation.
I can't imagine that this was something that was done sober.
Yeah, I agree. And that's usually, when you're drinking, that's when you do dumb things and steal odd things. So how about you? What was the oddest thing that you or someone you know have stolen, taken? What have you done? Let's go to Mike in Seattle, 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Mike, you are on The Rock.
Hey, guys. You guys are awesome. I listen every day on the drive.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it, bud. What you got for us?
So my buddy used to leave the bar every night all just drunk. So he'd go wandering around the streets and picking up random gnomes. Every time I'd go. The weird thing was that he'd like to find weird places to put them. So I'd wind up popping a squat in the middle of the night, and I'd look down after I closed the door, and I'd be staring face to face with a gnome with a weird look on his face.
Oh man, that's odd. That's why if you put stuff in your yard that people can pick up and take with them, that's tough. Yeah. You can't expect that to stay. My wife, she had a really nice Christmas wreath gone on her door. Yeah, it's happened to a couple of times. People have just stolen stuff right from the front door of our apartment down in it. And it's not a cheap apartment, so you just think like, how this area,
drunk
like,
people,
well,
man.
yeah.
Doesn't matter how much money you're making. You're drunk. You just want to take things. That's what I'm guessing.
It was a great wreath, and
what are you going to do with stealing someone's wreath, though? You can't hang it up in front of your door.
Unless you don't live in that area. That's the only way it can be. I mean, you're right, because if I walk by like another apartment and see the damn wreath, I'd be like, what?
Can any random person just walk up to her door?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know maybe she had like an apartment complex.
No, these are outside apartments. So
gotcha.
you can get to it from the outside.
Oh, then definitely it's somebody probably a few blocks down has a nice new wreath on there.
Yeah,
door.
I know, it sucks, man. It was an awesome wreath. So but you know what? She went and got another wreath at a cheap store. Nobody took that. So there's a lesson to you. Make sure you buy something cheap.
Yeah, make sure it looks bad.
Yeah.
If you want to have decorations, I always get scared of that whenever you put, like, we got a couple nice new decorations for Christmas, and I'm just like, luckily, I mean, we live in a good neighborhood, and people seem like they don't just steal stuff off of your house. But you never know. Someone goes by and is like, that's pretty sweet. I should take it.
Yeah, that's what I was surprised about. You're right. If you feel like your neighborhood's cool, you're like, who's doing this? Unless it's somebody who's not a neighborhood person. And you're like, oh, okay, so we get interlopers.
And they clearly hate Christmas, because that's totally against the spirit.
I'm with you on that. You don't take decorations. Right. You just don't.
No.
Because you're right. It's like, come on, man. That's for everybody to see. Let's go to Katie in Renton. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Katie, you are on the Rock.
Hey, good morning. So I am that kid that stole something off of a front lawn, which is what I was going to tell you this morning.
You stole somebody off of what kind of lawn? Someone's lawn?
Someone's front lawn. Me and my friends, when we were teenagers, we were doing trick-or-treating around Halloween, and there was a lady that wouldn't answer her door, so we took a pitchfork out of her front lawn, and we started screaming, "We love pitchfork," the rest of the night.
How old were you?
I was about 14.
There you go. See, this is why. That's why us adults go, I don't know if teenagers should be trick-or-treating, because they get pissed if they don't get what they want.
Well, yelling, "We love pitchfork."
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not answering my door if you're ringing it.
Yeah, Katie, if you got a pitchfork in your hand and you say you love pitchfork, like I love lamp, I might be in trouble.
Viva la pitchfork.
Oh, long live the pitchfork.
Still not answering my door.
I'm not going to be right. Yeah, Steve's right. That does not make it better, Katie, but at least we understand what you were saying.
I like this one. I was via text. I was high on acid and on a cruise in Alaska, and I stole the Tuesday rug from the elevator. It was Wednesday, and I thought I was helping the crew. 7 years later, still proudly have that rug. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. They got rugs that tell you what day it is?
Some places, I've seen that in hotels before, where it says they'll have the date on a carpet, and they must just have, obviously, one for every day.
That's awesome.
That'd be weird if it just stayed on Tuesday the whole time.
I guess it makes sense. When you're on vacation time, you do kind of get lost.
You lose track of what day it is.
I mean, I had that during our time off. I did do that. I kind of forgot what day it was one time, and I thought, oh, this is awesome. I must really be relaxed.
Where's that carpet?
Yeah,
I don't know what today is.
Well, my mother-in-law, all she wanted was a giant, I guess this happens to old people, she just wanted a giant clock that would tell her the date. Because she said, I don't, sometimes I forget what day it is because she doesn't work. She's retired. And that's, I guess it's a big seller, the big giant, it just has giant numbers that just go the date and the time. It's huge. It's like a black background, giant white number. And I'm like, well, you went to decorate your place, and then you got this just gigantic black, white, giant thing.
I could see you doing that in a few years.
Totally.
Yeah. When the day comes that you retire, I could totally see after a couple of years, you're going to be like, I just don't know what day it is.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
I mean, really, isn't that the coolest thing when you don't know what day it is? That means you're not working.
No need for an alarm clock and no idea what day it is.
Yes.
That's the perfect life.
That is the best part of our Christmas time off.
Yeah.
Is I get a couple of days like that in there where I go, wait a minute, what?
What day is it today?
Oh, and I'm like, oh, that never happens to me. I love that.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, especially some people that call into our show, that's them every day. I envy those people that call in, just so baked they don't know what's happening. Let's go to John in Bellevue. John, you are on the Rock.
Hey, guys.
Hey, John, welcome to the show. So how about you? What odd thing did you or someone you know take?
So I don't have a particular reason for taking it. I think I just took it to see if I could get away with it. But you know how sometimes you go into a restaurant and they have like the welcome to blank format?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, it's funny that someone else talked about it, Matt. Either way, I took the welcome to Sherry's mat at a Sherry's.
Oh, good call. Again, I don't advocate or condone stealing anything, but dude,
You don't get a pie with it.
I know, but
what if your name is Sherry and you put that in the front of your house? That would be fantastic. And if you were a hooker, forget it.
Oh, geez.
Oh, that's a great idea. Dude, I would just love it because it would remind me of how awesome Sherry's pies are, and I would go, my brain would have one of those positive reactions if I would see the welcome to Sherry's in front of my house.
Look what I stole. They're so tasty.
Some texter says I stole all the mats by a door that said Burger King from all the Burger Kings in Puyallup once.
Oh, damn.
Well, you have one in front of each door at your house.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually kind of cool.
I am the Burger King.
I don't advocate or condone it. I wish they would sell them so that I could have them. How about that? There you go.
I'm sure for the right price you could get one.
Yeah, see, I think it's a great idea as long as you can get one, but I would put one in front of my house.
When we were kids, my brother and I, we were really into those traffic flashing lights. You know, those ones that, like, you know, whenever, like, not the traffic lights, but like when, like in a construction spot.
Yeah, the flashing ones.
Yeah, like those little boxes that had the flashing yellow light.
They're portable is what you're saying.
Yes.
Yes.
So one time we took a bunch of them. I mean, a bunch of them, right?
Whoa.
One night.
You and your brother?
Yes. And we filled up my room. So my whole room was just flashing.
Oh, come on.
And we thought it was awesome until my mom and dad realized what we did. And they're like, what the F? Did you not think we were ever going to see? Because we thought, well, if we hide them, that'd be
Your
awesome.
parents are angels. Your poor father. Your poor father.
Why?
Because he was a geeky guy like me, and all he wanted someone is just to watch Star Trek with him.
So it felt like a spaceship in there.
Okay, that would have been a good answer. I would have said, all right, at least you're coming to my neighborhood. You're still grounded, but I do like your answer.
We had like 15 or 20 of them. My room was tiny.
See, Mike, you know what, Sarah and Joey, I take it back. You kids are good kids. You really, really are. I now knowing what Steve did and his brother, forget about it.
You know what? Thank you. Yeah, I don't steal crazy things.
No.
I did have a friend, though, who is kind of similar to you. He would get drunk and he would just want to steal, like, construction cones.
We were kids, though. We weren't drunk.
Oh, well, I mean, you know.
I don't know if that makes it better, Steve.
No, it doesn't, actually.
Yeah, so I went to his room one time. He had like 10 construction cones. He had like 2 stop signs. Yeah. He had a yield sign. He would have like the sign where you're not supposed to park for this time, this period to this period. He would have some of those. Like, he would just get drunk and just take them. And I'm like, what are you going to do with them?
Pretend he's homeless inside of his house.
Yeah, he thought it was the coolest thing. And I was like, this isn't cool, but like, just throw them away.
We used to have challenges in high school to do that. Who could get the most road signs? It would be like the winner for the week.
In one night?
Yeah, in one night.
Did you win?
No, never won. I got like 16, but it was
16 road signs.
Oh yeah, we would go around driving around Friday nights, and we'd count them up on Saturday.
There was obviously nothing to do in your hometown.
From Albuquerque, New Mexico. Yes.
Yeah.
Blue meth or street signs.
Yeah.
I mean,
and when Danny was growing up, they hadn't really perfected the blue meth yet. Walter White hadn't really got it down.
It's true.
Yeah.
So he says, go back to that Burger King mat stealer.
Yeah.
His plan was to change them out for the ones at McDonald's, but it never happened. LOL.
Oh,
that's awesome.
That's ingenious. Again, we don't advocate or condone this, but that would be ingenious if I came into work this morning. I worked for a fast food restaurant, and it was the competitor. I'd be like, what the F? What is going on? And I might think it's a promotion. Because you never know if you work in these companies, you never know what your company's doing, and you're like, "Is this a thing? Are we doing?" Or is the other guy? Because sometimes the other guy in the fast food wars and the wars of burgers, there is one burger company that sometimes likes to really be a little guerrilla tactics with the other one.
Yeah,
I would assume it was an attack. And then I would start going, all right, here's our new plan. Here's how we're going to get them back for stealing our mats and putting
What a weird kind of attack that would be, though.
See, that's Northeast thinking, though, Steve. You know that,
You're
right?
still going to... I'm not going to turn around and leave that place. I'm still going to go eat wherever place I went to.
Exactly. But I would think, they want to mess with us and tell people, you're over here when we're not. All right, here's what we're going to do.
This person says, I once stole a Crime Watch community sign because I thought it was a little ironic.
Oh, I like that.
The person says, when we lived in an apartment complex, we got bored one night, started switching people's decorations between their back patios. That's funny.
Oh, see, I could not. I couldn't live in that world. That would. I'd be like, how the F? And then I'd be so angry.
That's brilliant.
It's brilliant. But I know that would happen to me, and I would not be happy.
I wouldn't have that energy or effort to be able to do it, but that would be pretty funny if you just went around your neighborhood one night while wasted and you just switched out everybody's decorations.
Little Steve and his brother would.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, we got to get those guys back.
Oh, to be young and not drunk and dumb.
Exactly. Just you and your brother switching patio furniture.
I don't know why we didn't and I remember being like, my mom was even said, it's like, I could see the flashing through the crack in your door. What were you thinking?
Yeah, well, again, I think I'll tell you what she was thinking. Our kids are not the brightest bulbs in the box. Is what they, and literally
flashing bulbs.
Yeah, exactly. Your poor father. I can't wait to talk to him again because the more stories I hear, the more I just want to sit him down and go, dude, you are my hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's just happy I know how to breathe on my own.
Well, yeah, I agree.
And like eat on my own.
Plus, you married a nice girl.
Yeah.
He's probably very like, wow, this is... When he met your wife, he's probably like, okay, this was not what I saw for my son's future.
Right. Everything has been a success story.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, you're paying your bills?
Yeah.
Wow.
Your wife's a nice person, a good family. Yeah. He's probably like, this son thought for sure, here's what we'd be hearing next time we open the door or close the door. Yeah.
Seriously, I've always wanted to steal the G off of the Black Angus sign, but nobody's been wanting to help me with that.
I think I know why.
Yeah.
But I think I know a guy named Steve that if you give him enough alcohol...
See you Friday night.
Yeah.
I'd help, but I can't reach.
Yeah.
You can be our lookout.
Okay.
But what is she going to see from her point of view? I mean, she's short.
I'll get a periscope.
Good call. All right.
Yeah.
What
are you in the bushes?
Don't worry about it.
I
am worried about it. You're our lookout.
Exactly. Yeah. I'll be a great lookout. Nobody will see me, but I'll see everyone.
Okay. Yeah, Steve, this is a scheme that your father would be proud of.
Sorry, Texter, I'm out.
Yeah. I got to tell you about the lead singer of one of the biggest rock bands of all time who just put out new music for the first time in over 10 years, but... This is for a cartoon. We do have the song. You are going to hear it at 7:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. I have lots of tickets that I haven't paid. Can those be discharged through a bankruptcy?
Yes, there are some limits on what we can do with tickets. Tickets cannot be discharged in a full bankruptcy. In a Chapter 7 case, that won't help you get your license back. But in Chapter 13 reorganization, tickets are dischargeable. Most types of tickets are dischargeable. So you would have to pay back some of the tickets in a Chapter 13 case, but the vast majority of them could be discharged if you complete the plan. And again, you would get your license back right away when you filed the Chapter 13 case, as long as the only reason you don't have your license is because of failure to pay your tickets. But the Chapter 13 process will help you get your license back and repay a small portion of your tickets in most cases and get your license reinstated almost immediately.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.